Chapter 62:37. Since both Pollard and Mei-Ching were getting married for the second time, they had lived overseas for many years. The process of this wedding was much more streamlined compared to the local Chinese rules. The two did not have a wedding process. They just welcomed the guests at the hotel and held the wedding at an auspicious time. Not many guests were invited. In addition to the children and close friends of both parties, there were also several colleagues of Pollard at Ores Hill University of Finance and Economics. Charlie, the witness, did not have much work to do, mainly the work of a host. So, the next morning, Charlie took a suit and went out to Shangri-La. The reason why he brought a suit instead of wearing it directly was mainly because he did not want his wife to know that he was attending Mei-Ching's wedding. When they arrived at the Sky Garden of Shangri-La, it was not yet time for the guests to arrive, and Pollard was busy here with the staff. Seeing Charlie, he took the initiative to step forward and said, "Charlie, thank you for your hard work. You come here so early." Seeing that he looked a little haggard, Charlie asked with concern, "Didn't you get a good rest last night, Uncle?" Pollard nodded, sighed, and said, "Paul's uncle made a fuss at home all night last night, which made your aunt and me exhausted." Charlie asked curiously, why did Paul's uncle fly here from the United States at this critical moment? "What is he doing here?" Pollard said, he wants to split the Smith law firm's business in the United States from Paul. To put it bluntly, he is here to divide the family property. Charlie frowned and said, since the Smith law firm was founded by Paul's father and Aunt Han, what qualifications does Paul's uncle have to divide it? Pollard sighed, that's the truth, but at that time when they founded this law firm, Paul's grandfather had funded a sum of startup capital and also mobilized some connections to help them. He thought this was also a kind of angel investment. Now Paul's uncle thinks that Paul has left the United States, which is equivalent to leaving the Smith family in fact. In addition, your aunt wants to start a new family with me. So he thinks that Paul cannot take the entire Smith law firm away. The American part must be cut out and returned to the Smith family. Charlie asked curiously, what is the main business of the Smith family? Is the family in decline now? Pollard said, I heard from your aunt that the family itself is a family of lawyers. And Paul's grandfather is a well-known lawyer. However, although this person has strong professional ability, he has not been. Instead of coming here to start a business, he became a senior partner in a top American law firm, and then became the personal lawyer of some American celebrities and politicians. Paul's uncle took the same path as him, but the old man passed away a few years ago. Charlie nodded and said, I guess his family has fallen on hard times, and he wants to gain some benefits from Aunt Han and Paul. You don't have to pay too much attention to such a person. Since he has come at this time, just invite him to attend your wedding with Aunt Han. After the wedding, you will go out for your honeymoon. He can go wherever he wants and do whatever he wants. Just ignore him. Pollard nodded and said, your aunt and I are planning to do so for the time being. But if he refuses to leave, Paul will probably have a headache. And I don't think he will be easily sent away this time. Charlie smiled and said, it's okay, Uncle. This is Ores Hill, not the United States. The famous Steve Rothschild is here, so shouldn't he be polite to us? Besides, he is an unknown person, don't worry. If he really dares to cause trouble, he will be in trouble himself. Speaking of this, Charlie asked him, did you and Aunt Han invite him to the wedding? Pollard said, I don't want to invite him, because this guy is here to cause trouble. And inviting him to the wedding is like inviting a wolf into the house. But since he is here, we must invite him out of courtesy. And he came here because he heard about the wedding. Even if he is not invited, he will probably come uninvited. He also promised to come to the wedding today. Paul arranged for him to stay at Shangri-La last night. He will probably come in the morning. But I guess he will definitely take the opportunity to cause trouble when he comes.